योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं गुरुं हि स्वयं सत्यः प्रज्ञा भक्तिविनीतयः कीर्तिश्चापि भृता नित्यं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ आप्यायन्तं वाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म औपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु। अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरते यमुपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Let's read the verses. यश्चित्तेन्द्रियमारुतेर्नकरः नेत्रस्य नेत्रं च तम् श्रोत्रश्रोत्रमिमं हृदयोऽपि हृदयम् वाचश्च वाचं परम् प्राणप्राणमिहाधिगम्य कुशलाः आत्मानमस्तैषणाः त्यक्त्वेमां तनुमाप्नुवन्ति परमम् विष्णोः पदं शाश्वतम्। चक्षुर्नाञ्चति यत्र वागपि मनः ज्ञाताद्यदन्यत् तथा ज्ञाताद्यन्न गिरोदितं समुदिता वाणी च येन स्वयम् बुद्ध्यायन्नमतं च तेन तु मता बुद्धिः सर्वश्चक्षुषी यज्जानाति न यद्यतो इति मरुत् तद्ब्रह्मणोपासितम्। The second verse, as I was mentioning, is essentially summarizing almost 7 mantras of the Kenopanishad. So we saw in great detail the meaning of the third mantra by looking at the Shankara Bhashya. The Shankara Bhashya, the third mantra, is basically Natatra Chakshur Gacchati Navag Gacchati No Manaha Navidmo Navijanīmaha Yathaitat Anushishyāt. So this is how the mantra goes. Na vidmaha na vijanīmaha yatha etat anushishyāt. So this is a statement that is made by the Guru to the Shishya for the question that has been posed to him. So na vidmaha na vijanīmaha yatha etat anushishyāt. So the meaning of this is Yatha etat anushishyāt. Anushishyāt is basically coming from the dhatu shas, shasti. The word shasti has various meanings. In fact, shastram also essentially stems from that. So shasti means places order, educates, so makes the other person know, and so on. Okay? So this is how the word shastram is from shasti. Okay? So to tell, to explain. So all these are the meanings of the verb shas. And what we have is anu as prefix to this. And this basically is an interesting form. Let me be briefly. Shasti shishtaha shasati.
Shasti Shishtaha
Shasati. Shasti Shishtaha
Shasati.
Shasi Shishtaha Shishtat.
Shasi Shishtaha Shishtat.
Shasi
Shishtaha Shishtha.
Shasmi, Shishvaha, Shishmah.
Shasmi, Shishvaha, Shishmaha.
This is the present tense form. Aham Shasmi. Suppose you say, I order, may you execute. So this is all. Aham Shasmi also means I try to educate you, I try to teach you, I try to tell you. So this has various meanings in various contexts. Now this Anushishyat is basically Australian form of this verb Shas. I will tell this also. So this Anushishyat. So Shishyat, Shishyastam, Shishyasuhu. Shishyat, Shishyastam, Shishyasuhu.
Shishya, Shishyatam, Shishyastam, Shishyasu.
Shishyaha. The Shishyaha is actually Ete Mama Shishyaha.
Oh.
So when I say these are my students, but here Shishyaha is, so it's a different usage. Shishyaha, Shishyastam, Shishyasta.
Shishyaha, Shishyastam, Shishyasta. Shishyaha, Shishyastam, Shishyasta.
Shishyasam, Shishyasva, Shishyasma.
Shishyasam, Shishyasam, Shishyasva, Shishyasma.
So I am telling this because this is something which is a very interesting usage which Bhagavad Pada has made. Yatha etat anushishyat iti na vidmaha na vijanimaha is what he is saying. So this is essential for us to understand the import of the next mantra. We do not know how this tattva, asmatma tattva, which is essentially the answer, shrotrasya shrotram, etc. So this atma tattvam. So how do the acharyas communicate? We do not know. Okay? Na vidmaha, na vijanimaha. We do not know, we also do not know how to communicate. This is how he says. So keeping this in mind, for the fourth mantra, Bhagavad Pada writes a very interesting introduction to it. The fourth mantra goes like this. Anyadeva tadviditat atho aviditadhi iti sushruma purvesham yenastadvyacha chakshire. So this is what it says. So the commentary has, here also there is a very interesting verb, vyacha chakshire. So I will come to that little later. But before that, let me start with the Bhagavad Pada's commentary. He says, Navidmo navijanimaha yatha etad anushishyat iti atyantameva upadesha prakara pratyakhyane prapte. This is a very interesting usage. So he has bluntly said, neither we know nor we know how to communicate. So upadesha prakara pratyakhyane prapte. What does it mean? Upadeshasya yaha prakaraha. Prakaraha means the method. So the method of teaching. Upadeshasya yaha prakaraha tasya pratyakhyanam. Pratyakhyanam nama. In Panini's Vyakarana, many a times we use the word pratyakhyatam. Okay. So pratyakhyatam essentially means nishprayojani kritam. This is what it essentially means. So suppose you present a certain argument, I present certain other argument which dismisses your argument. Okay? So then we say it is pratyakhyatam. So pramana bhavaha pradarshitaha. So after all, arguments have to be built upon certain evidence. Now your argument is dismissed means it is not based upon evidence. So an application of a certain sutra, so if it is not valid, then you will say this, we say is it pratyakhyat. So this is how the word is used in Paniniya Vyakarana many a times. So here he is saying, अत्यंतमेव उपदेश प्रकार प्रत्याख्याने प्राप्ते means, so by this statement we have come to a certain conclusion that there is actually no way. Okay, so upadesha prakara pratyakhyane prapte, so what is happening? Tad apavadoya muchyate, apavadaha ya muchyate. See, apavadaha means exception. You understand? So these two terms have to be understood by you. Utsargaha apavadaha. Okay, Utsargaha apavadaha. So now, in fact, I distinctly remember recently hearing an occasion. So there was a meeting wherein one judge came and then said, Utsarga and apavada. So I was quite pleased to listen to these terms first of all employed by him. So this was in the context he was saying Utsarga apavada. So this is a general rule and apavada is an exception. Okay? So exceptionally something may be happening somewhere. So you try to project that exception as a generic case. So this is what the social media does, and people present it as if some exception is presented as a generic case. So he was just saying, so this is to be treated as an exception. Suppose the student says, if the teacher were to say, you have to go and repeatedly think. Okay? So then only you will understand. So you quote some fellow, he did not even come to the class, he was able to present well. So by that case, without even attending the class, without even thinking, so one is able to perform well, then why are you telling? So this is not going to work. This utsarga apavada. Here he is saying, tad apavadoya muchyate. So there is a certain method which should be treated as an exception. Okay, the way of presenting this. See, the idea here is, so this entity, earlier we were explaining, natatra chakshura gacchati, navag gacchati, etc. This does not become an object of cognition. This is what we were saying. But most of the things that we understand is only through this. Our understanding of various things in the world essentially arises by employing the sense organs to reach those entities, fetching some information and so on. But here, the cognizer is to be cognized. So therefore, how are you going to do this? You are not going to employ this. So therefore, he is saying, so since all of them have been ruled out, I said this, but there is some other way. Okay, apavadoya muchyate. Okay, so that is what we have to understand from this phrase. So then he explains further. Satyamevam pratyakshadvih pramanihi na paraha pratyayetum shakyaha. Pratyakshadvih pramanihi na paraha pratyayetum shakyaha. Kintu agamena tu shakyate eva pratyayetum iti tadupadeshartham agamamaha anyadeva tadviditat atho aviditadadhi. So there is a certain method which has been employed by the tradition to communicate what it is. Agamena. So here agama essentially means a knowledge which has been transmitted to the tradition. Okay. So in fact, agama, so in the Shastra itself is called agama. So the tradition of doing archana and so on in temples. So they call it Shaiva Agama, Vaishnava Agama. So anything that sort of comes in tradition, you call it as Agama. Okay, so this is how we understand the term Agama. So here he is saying, so through this tradition, so there has been a certain way of communicating this. What is that? This he says, Anyadeva tadviditat atho aviditadadhi. What is the agama? This is the agama. So what does it say? The entity keneshitam patati preshitam manaha, about which you asked. This is different from known. This is different from unknown. The agama. Viditat anyat, aviditat anyat. So this is the agama. Understand? Viditat anyat, aviditat anyat. Ayameva agama. This is what Acharya says. See. So, pramanaihi paraha pratyayetum shakyaha agamen tu shakyate eva pratyayetum. Pratyayetum. How does it come? Pratyayetum. It's also a very interesting usage. See, pratyayaha is jnanam. Okay? This is nijanta of that shabda pratyaya. Pratyayetum means jnapayitum. Okay? Pratyayetum, jnapayitum. Pratyetum, jnatum. Okay? Pratyayetum, jnapayitum. To make the other person know. Okay? Pratyayaha. Pratyayaha has various connotations. Pratyaya has Vishwasaha is one connotation. Jnanam is another connotation. So here we should simply take it as jnanam. So pratyayetum means jnapayitum. Agamena tu shakyate pratyayetum. So the way it has been sort of communicated in this tradition, tena, by that means, so this can be taught. Agamena tu pratyayetum shakyate iti tadupadeshartham agamamaha. Tadupadeshartham agamamaha anyadeva tadvi. In fact, the word pratyaya, as I was just thinking, so it turned out to be an interesting thing because Aradhana is there. So I want to pose her a puzzle. See, what are the ingredients of pratyaya? Pratyaha iti shabde. Guess what is the dhatu? In gatau is the dhatu. Okay? In gatau. So in gatau is the dhatu. And in gatau, it basically comes yeti. The form will be yeti itaha yanti.
Yeti itaha yanti. Yeti itaha yanti.
Yeshi itaha itha.
Yeshi itaha itha. Yeshi itaha itha.
Yemi ivaha imaha.
Yemi ivaha imaha. Yemi ivaha imaha.
Suppose there is an Andhra word. You say Yemi. Yemi means what? So Yemi. So here Yemi. Yemi in Gatam. So all in dhatus, Gatyarthaka, Saha Yeti means Gachati. Okay? Aham Yemi means Aham Gachami. This is how you have to understand. Now, Gatyarthakanam Jnanarthakatvam. Okay? And there is a pratikams now. Now, if you just see, there is a very special peculiarity. That is why I am just pointing it out. Here we will have a problem in getting the form pratyaya. So this was a fun as I was realizing. So you have prati in, there is a ach pratyaya. Okay, there will be a suffix. Okay. Now, how do you actually do the sandhi? Prati e, that nakara will be dropped. Okay, in. So only e will remain. So prati e ach. So suppose you add prati and e, gone. The form will not come. Savarna dirgha, finished. So what you have to do is, see, those who know a bit of grammar, you will have fun here. So what you have to do is, you have to first e and ach. So e and a you have to get. Okay. So and then you have to add this prati to that. So then you will get the form pratyaya. Okay. So this is some Sometimes you have to do the first one, sometimes you have to do the second one. So here is an instance. Sometimes it doesn't make difference. Okay, many a times it may not make difference. So in this case, it will make a difference. So pratyayaha. So jnanam pratyayayito. Okay. So this is how the mantra goes. Then he says, navidmo navijan. Sorry. So we have enastadvyacha chakshire anyadeva tadviditat atho aviditadati iti sushruma purvesham ye naha tat vyacha chakshire. So this is what we heard from our ancestors, our gurus. Ye naha tat vyacha chakshire. Tat means that tattva which you asked me. Vyacha chakshire is also a very interesting usage. What is vyacha chakshire? So vyacha chakshire, see, chachakshire is the form. Okay, chachakshire is basically the lit form. So this is a very interesting dhatu. That is why I am trying to tell you. So this Upanishad has used it very, very carefully, this phrase. Now this V and A, there are two upasargas here. V, A, chachakshire, vyacha chakshire. Okay. So this dhatu is chakshin. So the dhatu is chakshin vyaktayam vachi. Tell me, tell.
Chakshin vyaktaya vachi.
Vyaktayam vachi.
Chakshin vyaktayam vachi.
Repeat.
Chakshin vyaktayam vachi.
Chakshin vyaktayam vachi. Vyaktayam vachi means, suppose you murmur something. Okay? You cannot use this verb to use saha achaste, chaste, you cannot say. Okay? So, vyaktayam vachi means it has to be clearly stated, articulated. That's what it means. Okay? Normally it comes with achaste, but here you have one more prefix here. Vi achaste. Vi achaste means vivichya achaste, having thoroughly analyzed. Okay. Ye naha tat vyacha chakshire means, so those seers who revealed this to us, so they revealed having deeply thought about it, having contemplated deeply, and they very clearly, elaborately. So A is, okay, so elaborately, clearly, so they have articulated this to us. So this is what is conveyed by Acha Chakshire. And this is actually a lit lakara. This lit lakara, Anadyatana Bhuta. Anadyatana Bhuta means distant past. Okay, not the near one. So this is a lit lakara. Chaste, chakshate, chakshate, chakshe, chakshate, then chadve. Chadve. Chakshe, chakshvahe, chakshmahe. This is how the verb goes. Okay. And in the lit lakara, chachakshe, chachakshate, chachakshire. That is where it comes. See? Chachakshe, chachakshate, chachakshire.
Chachakshe, chachakshade, chachakshire.
Chachakshishe,
Chachakshishe,
chachakshate,
chachakshate,
chachakshidve,
chachakshidve,
chachakshidve, chachakshe, chachakshivahe, chachakshimahe.
Chachakshe, chachakshivade, chachakshimhe.
Need one. Chachakshe, chachakshivahe, chachakshimahe. So this is how it goes. Okay. So Vyacha Chakshire means, so those who very clearly articulated this to us, this is how they stated. This is what this Ye Naha Tat Vyacha Chakshire Tat Tattvam Vyacha Chakshire. Okay. So this is basically what this mantra says. So what does this mantra say? Viditat Anyat Aviditat Anyat. So what does this mean? So this has to be understood. Let us quickly read through the commentary of Bhagavad Pada. So here he says Anyadeva Prithageva Tat. What does this Tat mean? Shrotradinam Shrotra Chakshushaha Chakshu. Okay. Yet Prakritam Shrotradinam Shrotradi Tyuktam. Not only that, Avishayascha Ityuktam. Okay. Tesham Tat Viditat Anyadeva. What is Viditam? Viditat Anyat means different from Viditam. Literally, that's what it means. How do you understand the word Viditam? So here he explains nicely. Yad Vidikriya Atishayena Aptam Vidikriya Karma Bhutam. Okay. Suppose I grab this water bottle in my hand. Okay. So Grahana Kriya Karma Bhutam Yatat Patram. Understand? There is a certain activity, there is a performer of the activity, and something is used here, okay, in that activity, and this forms the object, okay, of this kriya. Grahana kriya karma bhutam kartaha. So let us take, okay. Similarly here, vidikriya karma bhutam means, so there is an act of cognizing. So an act of cognizing, there is a cognizer and there is a cognized entity. Now Viditam means this has become the object of this cognition. This is what is meant by Vidikriya Karma Bhutam. Now Vidikriya Karma Bhutam, it can be this bottle, it can be this book, it can be you, it can be my Sharira, it can be anything else. But not the cognizer. Yasya Vedanam Jayate Saha Vidikriya Karma Bhuto na bhavati. Therefore, Vidikriya Karma Bhutam na. In order to say that, Anyadeva Tad Viditat. Understand? So this is what he is saying. Okay? So Tat Viditat Anyadeva hi. Viditam nama yat vidikriya atishayena aptam. Aptam means praptam, jnatam. That is what it means. Vidikriya karma bhutam. Now he says, see, something may not be an object of your cognition, but it can be an object of some other's cognition, right? You and I do not understand what is a neutron star. Okay? So we may not understand. So we don't know what is neutron star, we have not seen, we have not studied that. But it is the object of cognition of somebody else. So this, the next sentence, Bhashyakara says is, Kvachit kinchit kasyachit viditam syaditi. Kvachit kinchit kasyachit. Okay? At some point of time, some entity for somebody. Okay? Kvachit kinchit kasyachit viditam syaditi sarvameva vyakritam viditameva. He's just building upon this. All that is manifest here, we did not understand about the intricacies of stars a few decades before. Okay? So we only know some stars are there. There is something called binary star, there is something called neutron star, there is something else. Okay? We also did not know about the existence of various galaxies, nebulae and so on. Now, with the advancement of the devices that we can employ and the theories that we have developed, we are able to understand it better. So this is same with the functioning of the brain. There are various things which we try to understand today. So the tools are better today. Better theories are available. We try to understand. So this is what he means by kvachit kinchit kasyachit. At some point of time, for somebody, something. Okay, kvachit kinchit kasyachit. Viditam syaditi sarvameva vyakritam means the entire prapancha. Vyakritam refers to the manifest universe. Sarvameva vyakritam viditameva. So you can put this as vidita. Okay, sarvameva vyakritam viditameva. Tasmat anyadevetyarthaha. This entity is different from that. Tasmat anyadeva. So you can either see through your eyes or through some other means. You can either see through pramana or you can, so this pramana, pratyaksha pramana, or it can be anumana, it can be sabda, it can be something else. So you and I know about neutron star because we have heard that word. As a sabda, we know. So even then you can say it is vidita. Shabdataha with the descriptions, etat vidita. So now we say B1, 671, whatever. So now this is viditam. Okay, 351, etat viditam. B1, 351. You know, that is a variety in South Africa. So they have this description. So etadapi viditam. Now, so this vyakritam means anything that is there out. Anything that is there out for you. Okay? So tat sarvam viditam eva tasmat anyat. Okay? Tasmat anyat. So then he says aviditam ajnatam tarhi iti prapte. Viditat anyat. This nan. So he is used in the sense of anyat. Okay? So this nan has various connotations. What are they? Tatsadrishyam bhavascha tadanyatvam. See, tadanyatvam tadalpata. So this tadanyatvam, when you say viditat anyat, so you just put them together, make it into one shabda. It will become aviditam. So viditat anyat. So that is why Acharya is using this phrase. See, aviditam ajnatam tarhi. If you say viditat anyat, it translates to aviditam. Okay, if you compound that word with anyat. So therefore he says aviditam ajnatam tarhi iti prapte. Atho api aviditat. In the mantra what do you have? Anyadeva tad viditat. Atho aviditat adhi. Aviditat adhi. Atho api aviditat means vidita viparitat. So now he built this. This is the entire Vyakrita Prapancha. So that which has the potential to become the object of cognition for you. Tasmat anyat. When you say aviditat anyat, so then it amounts to avyakrita anyat. So vyakritat anyat, avyakritat anyat. Okay. Atho aviditat adhi. Adhi actually means literally upari. In fact, Bhagavad nicely explains here. See, अथो अपि अविदितात् विदित विपरीतात् अव्याकृतात् अविद्यालक्षणात् व्याकृत बीजात्. Is an interesting usage. The avyakrita is a technical term which is used in the shastras. See, when assume even in the modern picture, so you have a certain tangible universe. Okay? So if you take millions and billions of years ago, so they say it was in intangible form. So it is just things are coalescing and they are forming some matters which are tangible to you. Now this avyakrita means that which is not in the manifest form. So this is what they call as avyakritam. So this prapancha utpatti, so they use this word avyakritam. Vyakritam means some manifest form. Avyakritam means some unmanifest form. Okay? So now he is saying vidita viparitat avyakritat avidyalakshanaat. But what is that avyakritam? That is the bija for vyakritam. So therefore he is using the phrase vyakrita bijat. So this energy is there, then it just came together and it came. So now you see even this water vapor is in avyakrita form. So it forms a cloud in some form. Now it falls as water drops. So this water vapor which they were there, so they just joined together. Okay? So this is what is happening. So avyakrita, vyakrita. So this is what we need to understand. Vyakrita bijam means the bija, the seed for the vyakrita form. Okay, the seed for the manifest form. So avyakrita bijat adhi iti uparyarthe. Normally adhi means upari. What do you understand by upari here? This adhi also actually means see lakshanaya anyadityartha. Is a beautiful phrase. See, those who study a little deeper, so this shabdat artha avagamyati. See, after all, you hear some words. These words reveal something to you, right? So how does the word reveal the meaning to you? So this is a certain theory which has been built by people. Okay? So this is a theory which has been built by people. Now this theory so involves a certain word called lakshana. So abhidha, lakshana, vyanjana. Okay? They are called as vyaparas. Okay, a certain activity which is performed by the word to convey this to you. So this is what is the term vyapara. So in order to describe that, the theory, so they use what is called lakshana. So lakshana. So lakshana, in fact, suppose you say, in Tamil we have Singa Kuttida. Singa Kutti means, see, he is a cub of the line. Okay? A small boy, so who is very, very smart, etc., who is able to achieve something. You use this phrase. Simmo Manavakaha is the phrase which they use in Sanskrit. Simmo Manavakaha, suppose you say. Now, how do you understand the word Simma? Manavaka and Simma are two different things. But there is a Samanadhikaranya. Okay? So you will call it as a Gauna Prayoga. And they will say Gauni Lakshana. So similarly here, Acharya is using the word Lakshanaya Anyati Ityartha. Okay? So by involving the Lakshana Vyapara, literally it means something above. But something above means it has to be different. Unless it is different, it cannot be above. Understand? So that is how we have to understand. There are different types of lakshanas also. Lakshanaya anyat ityarthah. Further he elaborates. Yadhi yasmat adhi upari bhavati tat tasmat anyaditi prasiddham. Obviously, okay. Yadhi yasmat upari. So obviously, if something is on something, so it has to be different from that entity. Okay. So aviditat adhi means, see, lakshanaya, you have to understand this as anyat. Okay. So because the vachyartha does not help in getting the meaning, so he is explaining how this is achieved. Yadhi yasmadadhi upari bhavati tat tasmad anyaditi prasiddham yad viditam tadalpam martyam dukkhatmakam iti heyam. So now he moves on to something else, okay, to explain something little more intricate. But before I get into that, is a very, very important mantra, and I sent you one sheet today. So this sheet, so if you can take up, so this will be useful in comprehending what has happened. So this is a very simple thing. I thought I will just present this also to you, because the sheet that has been presented has to do with the essence of the Kenopanishad that has been presented by Vidyaranya. So Vidyaranya Swami throws in some nice examples, nice explanations, and so on. So even while explaining the first mantra, so which we read before, so he presents a slightly different perspective. So I thought I will just share that with you. So before we move on with this, I will very quickly read. There is nothing which is very difficult, because we have already comprehended. Wherever explanation is required, I will explain that to you. So it starts with this. This work is called Anubhuti Prakasha, for those who do not know. So Anubhuti Prakasha literally means, so throwing light on experience. Understand? So the experience of Vidyaranya, having read the Upanishads, has been presented in this form of a text, okay, for much easier consumption. So that is the whole idea. This is a very brilliant text. Anything which, of course, Vidyaranya writes, so has its own hallmark. Okay. Shakha talavakaranam samaveda gatastiva vidyokta tatra sankshepat tam vispashtamiha bruve. So I told you in the first class that this Kenopanishad belongs to a shakha called Talavakara Shakha. Shakha talavakaranam samaveda gatastiva vidyokta tatra sankshepat tam vispashtamiha bruve. Vispashtamiha bruve means I try to elucidate that. Okay. So then he says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya ityarjunaya bhagavan aha prasnakhya sadhanam. So because this Upanishad starts with a prashna, he tries to bring in this idea. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, what did he say? Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. May you understand this by showing your reverence to him, pranipatena, and by questioning. And the third thing, sevaya, doing some sushrusha. Okay? So sushrusha of two forms, shrotumicha and the other one. So that is what is sevaya. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya ityarjunaya bhagavan aha. What did he do? Prasnakhya sadhanam. So sadhanam, even if you just go, arrogantly ask some question, you may not answer. Prasnakhya sadhanam. Okay, he says. Now, our next verse is also very interesting. Na prishtah kasyati. So lambi, this is an interesting verse. Na prishtah kasyati bruyat.
Na prishtah kasyati
कस्यचित् ब्रूयात्
नापृष्टः कस्यचित् ब्रूयात् नाकष्टः
नापृष्टः
कस्यचित् ब्रूयात्
न चान्यायेन पृच्छतः
न चान्यायेन पृच्छतः न चान्यायेन पृच्छतः
जानन्नपि तु मेधावी
जानन्नपि तु मेधावी जानन्नपि तु मेधावी
जडवल्लोकमाचरेत्
जडवल्लोकमाचरेत् जडवल्लोकमाचरेत्.
An interesting advice. In fact, I realized the truth of this only after meeting certain instances in my life, facing some life. Naprashtah kasyajit bruyat. May you not reveal things, okay, unless the other fellow asks. Many a time we do. So the other people will hesitatingly listen to you. Okay, and finally it may also fire back. So therefore he says, Naprashtah kasyajit bruyat. Okay. Nachanya. See, we have to carefully employ this in various contexts. Suppose your son is there, so you should not say Naprashtah kasyajit bruyat. You have to educate him. Understand? So where you have to employ what? You have to be using your judgment. Naprashtah kasyajit bruyat nachanyayena pritchata. Kasyajit na yaro ottanukku nadsu. Nachanyayena pritchataha. Anyayena pritchataha means, suppose, so there is something behind. Okay? So suppose some people will say, if media people will try to come and interview you, you have to be careful. Anyayena pritchataha. They will try to extract some word from you. Okay? And then they will twist it and then build it. So anyayena pritchataha. Adadu illa. Janannapi tu medhavi. So even if you know, so sometimes you have to behave as if you are a jada. Jada means not knowing. That is what God tells. See, jadavat lokam acharet. You have to be careful. Iti shastram avekshyatra kaschit shishya gunanvitaha upasadya gurum samyak aprakshit Aprakshidatma buddhaye. So someone, so this questioner, he says, the one who comes and asks this question, it is a very, very meaningful question. So the fellow who has thought over, and he comes with all this Shraddha, Bhakti and so on. In order to say all this Vidyavaranya brings in these verses. Iti shastram avekshya. See, the one who knows this shastra, Kaschit Shishya Gunanvitaha. So he has all the Shishya Gunas. Upasadya Gurum Samyak Aprakshit. So they ask this question. For what? Atma Buddhaye. In order to know. So this is a Karyakarna Sanghata. How is it function? This is the question. So this is simple. Manah Pranau Shrotra Chakshuhu Vachascha Vapushishthitaha Pravartate Swasvakarye Vidyate Prerako Nava. Is there a Preraka or not? So these things are functioning on their own. Or is there some driver who makes them function? Okay? Vidyate Prerako Nava. Then he says, Nachet Tarhi Jadatvena Pravritir Manadishu Nasyadvina Prerakena Shakadadya Pravrittitaha. So these are all Jada Padarthas. Right? After all, they are Jada Padarthas. So the vehicle on its own does not move. That is the example which he gives. Shakatadi Apravrittitaha. Okay? So there is a certain Preraka, so who ties the bullocks, then he drives. So then it gets. So similarly, these Indriyas are Jada Padarthas. Therefore, if you say that there is no Preraka, then I do not see a reason as to why they have to function this way. Chaitanyam Indriyanam Chet Brahmasattvam Prasajyate Indriyebhyas Chetanebhyaha Prerako Hyupagamyatam. Indriyai sadhanair jivaha. So here he actually makes us analyze it in very many ways. 2-3 propositions he gives. In the Moola, we do not have, so it directly gets into Chakshusha Chakshu. Vidyaranya here makes us certain propositions. Assume that there is a preraka. Okay, that preraka can be the jiva himself, the jiva which is confined here in this body. Okay. So this is one proposition. The other proposition is, he says that it can be the devata of those indriyas. See the Shruti, if you say Agnirvag Bhutva Mukham Pravishatu, so for every indriya there is a certain devata. This is how they associate. So these devatas, okay, some divine beings which are associated with those indriyas, they are driving. This is another possibility. Okay. And the third hypothesis is dharma dharmatmakam karma. He says one's own karma. So he proposes 3 things. What are the 3 things? So whatever we generally conceive as I, jivaha. The second is tadadhishtatra devata, and the third is karma. Okay. So he will say all the 3 are not possible. Okay. Why are they not possible? Why are they not possible? Karma, if you say, after all, karma is also a jada padartha. What is karma? So whether you call some action, so this action, so this is all, so certain karma is there. So karma here means, so janma, unless there is a preraka, there is no karma. First of all, we have to understand. Any karma that has to be generated on its own, so karma means, so there is a certain activity involved and therefore there is a certain karta involved. Karma, as it is a jada padartha. Okay? So your own karma, even if you say, so which is stored in the form of adhishta, there has to be somebody who invokes it. Okay? So this is something which you have done. So karma is not possible. Then the other thing is, tattat devata, suppose you say. See, even devatas basically fall under the category of driven by something. So tattat devata. Then the jiva, if you say, so he poses the argument, jiva, I, assume I. Okay? So, I am the preraka. This is a very interesting thing which Vidyaranya says. You say, I am the preraka. Fine. Then there is a question which comes. I wanted to do this thing, but I am unable to do something. Understand? So you wanted to regularly practice, okay, Samskrita Adhyayam. It did not happen. I wanted to regularly study for 6 months for the next exam. It did not happen. So I am Chetanaha Nishchinoti, suppose you say, that also doesn't happen. So there is some other thing which drives you somewhere. There are many people so who suffer this way. Everybody advises that you don't go to that shop. This fellow also sees I should not go to that shop. But there is some other preraka which makes him go. Right? So these indriyas are not directly under my control. My mind is not under my control. This is essentially this is what it means. So now it includes mind also. Please understand. So it starts with manadi, manaf pranau chakshushi. Okay? So I want to do this breath. Hold the breath. You cannot hold. Suppose you can control over your prana. So it is not completely under your control. So this is what he will answer. See, Indriyai sadhanair jivaha yah kartasau sab. So that is the pravartaka. Assume. Indriyaihi sadhanaihi jivoyaha kartasau pravartakaha. You take this as the first person, first possibility. So indriyas are karanas and there is a karta. The karta is jivaha. Okay. Indriyaihi sadhanair jivaha yaha kartasau pravartakaha. Keneshitam padati. You take jiva. See, jiva we understand as someone who is confined to the body. What is actual? So when you say jiva brahmaiva naparaha, that jiva cannot be someone who is confined to the body. So that jiva should be a vyapaka jiva, not a parichinna jiva. But we understand this jiva to be a parichinna generally. Okay? So we understand this to be parichinna. Jiva petam vava kiledam mriyate na jivo mriyate. Shruti. Okay? So this jiva is something which we see as different from this karyakarana sanghata. So manadi indriyebhyaha prithak kashana jivaha. We understand. I. So that he is trying to say, indriyai sadhanaihi jivaha yaha karta asau pravartakaha. Take him. Iti chet, suppose you say so. Na, that is not possible. Why, sir? Yato jive paratantriyam avekshiyate. This jiva also seems to be a paratantra. Yataha jive paratantriyam avekshiyate. Avekshiyate means it is seen. See, why is he behaving that way? You see, there are some people who would have received scoldings for doing something 3 dozen times, but they will do same thing. Paratantriyam. So this is what he is saying. See, so some fellow is smiling because we are able to relate, right? So Paratan iti chenna yato jive paratantriyam avekshiyate. Okay. Then he says vyaparam indriyothanam. Why? He is explaining that in next verse. Vyaparam indriyothanam nakarishye amum ityayam. Okay. I will not do this. We sankalpa manita. This fellow made a sankalpa that I am not going to do this. Vyaparam indriyothanam nakarishye amum idyayam sankalpyapi karotyeva bhutavishta iva turaha. Bhutavishta iva, as if he has been caught by a ghost. Bhutavishta iva aturaha. This is a phrase. Understand? Vyaparam indriyothanam nakarishyemum ityayam sankalpyapi. Who did the sankalpa? This fellow only. Sankalpyapi karotyeva. Every now. Bhutavishta iva turaha. So indriyadhishthatru devata. See, indriyadhishthatru devaha nasvatantra tatha vayam. See, nasvatantra yatha vayam. Okay? These jivas are asvatantra. So you know. What does this mean? Jiva asvatantra means there is a certain swatantra aspect which is available with jiva. There is also a certain asvatantra aspect. We realize both. Okay? So if you say that jiva is completely asvatantra, then there is no question of free will. Karmavashadapi karoti. Samskaravashadapi karoti. Okay? There is a certain asvatantra aspect to this also. That is how we need to understand. So now, if this is the case with jiva, these devatas are also jivas. So they also are asvatantras. Now my question will be what the devata will do. So that is why he is saying Indriyadhishthatra na swatantra yatha vayam. Then dharma dharmatmakam karma na swatantram jadatvatah. And similarly, the karma also na swatantram. Now the question is, who is this Swatantra Purusha who is trying to do this prerana karma? That is the question. So Vidyaranya nicely builds, okay, the argument as we can very easily relate and understand. So that is why I thought I will just present these few verses, okay, for you to have a much better comprehension of what would have gone in the mind of the student who is asking this question. Okay? So he is trying to analyze all that. So if this is the case, so then what is it? If that is the case, then what is it? Then, so now he says jadatvatah. Therefore he is saying tasmat kena preritam sat vishayan manute manaha. Therefore tell me, what drives the mind to go crazy into this, okay, to think in a particular way? Tasmat, see, this is something which is very, very evident. Many times it just happens. I want to understand, I fail to understand. So these are certain experiences, so based on which he is trying to build this tasmat kena preritam sat vishayan manute manaha. Kartumuchvasa nishvasau pranah kena praniyate. So and so on and so forth. Okay, chakshuhu pranaha manaha. Okay, so I think it is time. So we will stop here. Om सर्वे सुखिनः सन्तु, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ओम